Alright, we're back. Episode 3. We did a legitimate hike this time. We are currently up at the top of Rattlesnake Ledge. There is a little point that we could hike down to. Currently shooting there because no one else is gonna interrupt us over
here. And the other thing is we don't want to get in people's way. So hopefully we're tucked away.
Yeah. There was, like, I'm not gonna lie, the 2 ledges leading up to the top one seemed to be pretty open, but those are pretty big and popular for like Instagram photos and stuff. So last thing we wanted to do was be those people and just hog them the whole time. So
yeah, absolutely not.
Did a little hike down. We're currently one with the ants down here, which is giving me a little bit of discomfort. That's why Maddie's there and I'm up here.
I'm here because I am even more one with the ants.
You are very one with the ants.
Because I think we have long pants on. It's fine. We looked it up. We don't think they're fire ants.
We hope that they're not fire ants, but also at the same time...
I've been sitting with them for a while. I think I would have known by now.
I tried to feed them a little bit. There's currently some Gushers and Check Mix down there that they're munching on. My thought process was to get them away from us, but apparently it just spawned in a bunch more. Yeah, because now they're all like, ooh, food. So yeah, might have done the reverse cause, but you know, it's
an adventure. Chill.
No, that one literally just went into my pants. I'm not. That shit was so quick. Okay.
There's one right there.
Yeah, and he's gonna go in.
He's fine.
Well, welcome back, like we said, to another episode. It's been a couple weeks now since I've seen you, about 2 weeks.
A little bit of a break. Got some personal life stuff done, and now we're back at it.
Bought a car. That was...
Yeah, you did. That was an exciting update.
Finally, I'm hoping by the time that this video, like this episode goes out, that there'll be a video, you know, talking about it and going over it. Basically, I had a beater for a little too long, and you know, I didn't want to do another summer with no AC. And
you did exactly your goal.
I said I would.
You would drive it until it didn't drive no more.
Head gasket blew, and I said, you know what? That is the sign. It is to be driven no more. And now, you know, we got AC for every time we got to travel for a hike and an episode over the summer.
Yeah, you would have had to put in like 5 times the value of the car, if not more.
Insane. I mean, the suspension was broken and cracked. Like, there was just a plethora of things that it just kept on adding on. So
it was time. And now you get to drive in luxury.
I know, and be massively in debt. So, you know, amazing.
Okay, not massively. It could have been worse. You got a solid car for a good deal.
Yes, that is correct.
Now you're set for a couple years, and you send me videos all the time of you just chilling in the car.
Yeah, playing my Steam Deck, playing my Switch. It's incredible. But since we've done the last episode too, you've actually, you know, started doing more production stuff and hired on a team since.
Yeah, I hired on some marketing people.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
You started that venture and, you know, been dealing with that the last couple weeks.
So once I get it resolved with arguing with the credit card company over paying for the ads, then we'll be golden.
She wants miles for ads. So anytime you see a Maddie ad come across, just know you're contributing to her future vacations.
Yes, you are. And that also means that I've probably called the credit card company to get that charge to clear because they don't like ads. It's fraud according to them.
They just want to block everything. But
every single ad, which happens daily. So I'm on customer service call all the time. I'm real familiar with them.
And obviously last episode, we got a little deeper. We talked about goals. We talked about manifestation. We talked about believing in yourself. We talked about kind of all these things that really had to do with your belief in yourself and kind of ways to hit objectives and goals.
Yeah, some deep things.
It was a pretty deep episode, especially near the end, you know, and I found it kind of crazy because given that sense, you know, we were kind of dealing with some more personal stuff. It's like, I should have just rewatched the episode, you know, hear what I was saying then and kind of take that internally. But yeah, so we wanted to do a bit of a lighter topic today.
Yeah, lighten it up.
Yeah.
We can have fun.
Oh, all the time. That's primarily what we do, except it feels like just when we film an episode, it's like when we have deep conversations, we have deep conversations. So I think that's, you know, a huge proponent of it. But yeah, 2 Tickets Out was, you know, not only about getting out of the 9-to-5, but also about travel and adventure and the journeys that we've been on. And I think in the future, the goal is to be able to film episodes while traveling, or well
Absolutely.
in destinations, but we've already had a couple of destinations and some good travel stories that I think we got to catch y'all up on before we can start the next set of journeys and the next set of adventures.
Yeah, we got to do a little recap.
Oh, 100%.
Catch everyone up.
And let people know about, how kind of crazy the hostel life and the hostel adventures and everything can kind of get.
And it's not like we've been to crazy places yet either.
No.
That's the thing.
But they felt like you would think that we've been everywhere because it feels that long.
Yeah,
so.
we've got a lot of them.
Let's get into it, and let's kind of get into
Okay.
our first real hostel adventure and our first real hostel trip that we ever went on, which would have been Hawaii about 2-3 years ago at this point.
Yeah, we were celebrating your birthday.
I know, which was not originally the plan. Fun fact.
No, not at all.
Originally, I think I was actually going through a situationship drama that was a little crazy at the time. And Maddie and I had talked about December going to New York for Christmas time and seeing everything.
Yeah, why did that end up not happening? Because I sincerely have no clue.
I don't know. I think we were just looking at price. You were very keen on if we go to New York, we're going to Michelin restaurants. I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm emptying my pockets on this trip.
Yeah, maybe it was a financial thing. And at the time, I was really really strict with budget.
Yeah, I also think December is something that it was kind of hard for me to get off of work at the time, and this was pretty last minute. I think we were talking about this October, November timeline. So
Yeah.
that was a last second trying to plan stuff, do the hotel. And then I remember just looking into, what about Hawaii? What if I did Hawaii in January? And I was like, how do I make Hawaii super cheap? And that was when I found out about hostels, because believe it or not, hostels are not a big thing in America. Not something that's heavily pushed.
No.
It's kind of, a lot of Americans are now solo traveling, but it's kind of stigmatized because we have a booming hotel scene and an Airbnb scene. But a lot of hostels are not that big here. And we've even seen the difference between countries' hostels, and the price for the Hawaiian hostel ended up being cheap. And I said, you know what, Maddie, let's go to Hawaii and let's share a room with a bunch of strangers.
Yeah, I wasn't fond of this idea at all. Yeah, I wasn't on board one bit. Even for the trip in general, I was like, I don't know that I want to take time off of work.
Yeah.
And then you convinced me and did some guilt tripping with, it's my birthday.
And it really was, it was pretty, it's actually funny to look back on. Now both times for Hawaii, it's really been a last second call from you to make the decision.
Okay, I wasn't as last second as Benny.
Oh no, yes, that was a whole nother thing, and there's part of me that wishes he was here for this conversation too.
Yeah.
Benny, kind of our third amigo, and the completion of the travel trio. Granted, we've done a whole big trip on our own. That one, I didn't even think he was gonna come. There was no, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, I knew for
I know,
weeks.
yeah, you
maybe
knew.
a month before. Honestly, right after I decided to go, Benny's like, well, I'm going too.
Well, and what scared me is I didn't even have you until 3 or 4 days after I was already there.
Yes,
Which gave me so much anxiety to oh my
you were
God.
excited about that though too.
I was a little excited because it was something very new and different. But I was so anxious. I was like, what if I get there and make no friends in 4 days? What if I have nobody to hang out with? I'm going to be so alone. And that was not the case.
No, that didn't happen.
Surprisingly, it actually panned out very well.
No, by the time because Benny and I arrived on the same day.
Yes.
Yeah, Benny arrived a couple hours before me, and I was tracking your location,
Yep.
and he was chasing you around the city trying to find you, and then I landed. But by the time both of us got there, you had a whole friend group.
Oh, yeah. And it was
You were settled in.
So many.
Yes.
The connections were really endless that time. And I remember when Benny surprised me, obviously I was surprised. I was like, how the hell did you find me? Given that it was you sending him my location, I was like, wow, that's incredible, but also it was the one day that I decided, I'm going to take a chill day. I'm just going to walk around the whole Waikiki area.
Also, I was actively on the plane while I was sending the location. So it was a delay in sending as I'm using the airplane Wi-Fi.
I love that he has a whole clip on his phone of him just coming, sitting next to me. I remember sitting with, eating ice cream next to one of the friends that I had made. And just this guy comes up with a phone and I look over and my initial response is, wait, what the fuck? What are you? Hold on, you're here? I could not connect the fact that he was right there.
Yeah.
And then that connects.
He stopped for sushi on the way.
Oh, yeah, he had a whole little journey. And then that was when it fully clicked in my mind, wow, I'm going to have both my best friends, Maddie and Benny, are going to be here. And the rest of the trip kind of wrote itself there, too.
Yeah, it was a fun trip.
It was fun.
Okay, what was a moment in that trip that felt like a movie scene?
I have two. For that one.
Yeah, this was a big trip for you, too.
Oh, this one was massive. I mean, okay, look, I probably have multiple, but one of them is going to be a sunset, and I'll probably try and throw a clip in here of the sunset.
Exactly which one this
is.
It
was the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. It was
I missed it.
You did miss it, but it was probably the most emotional, and we tried to recreate it last time we went to Hawaii. It was just not the same sunset. First time I was ever emotional watching a sunset. Absolutely beautiful, unreal. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But I would put that as damn, I have a lot for the first of Hawaii. I would put that as a coming of age story movie.
Yeah.
But then if I'm looking at my Hangover Part 2 episode of a movie, the fact that we had the entire hostel somehow on the same vibe of we're all partying on the rooftop. We had put in the group chat beer pong on the rooftop. Everybody showed up. Afterwards, it's okay, rooftops closing. Everybody, we're going to go to a club. I did not think in a million years everyone would wait outside the hostel until we came down looking for a direction on where to go. And you would think that we were protesting through the streets at, 10 p.m.
So many people. Probably a group of 40.
40, if not 50.
Yeah.
The entire hostel was out that night. And that was...
And I will say, at this hostel, it is great vibes. And you can almost always find a group outside at 10 o'clock, right after the rooftop closes, to go out with.
Yes.
But I would say rarely does the entire group go in the same direction.
No.
Most people have different vibes, and they just want to we're going to go here, we're going to go here. And you can always find a group going somewhere. But having everyone go the same direction, it was cool.
And the best part about it was even if the club or the bar was dead, you knew immediately we are adding 50 people.
Yeah, that club was not dead after we showed up.
Realistically, we just needed somewhere that was open to drink.
Yeah, we went to Kiki's.
Yes.
We went to a couple places, but Kiki's is where we ended up spending the most time at. And
that became a big party. It was semi-empty.
Yeah, it was entirely empty, yep. I feel like, before we got there. And then the dance floor was crowded because I will say, hostel people, they're some of the, least caring. They'll be, everyone's out dancing. No one's just, standing on the sidelines. Not always.
That crew.
Crew, the first time we were there, yeah, it was good vibes.
How about for you? What do you think, what was the thing that made it feel like a movie to you?
I don't remember which night it was, but all of the girls and I dancing in the water to music on the beach as the sun set.
I do remember that. I remember sitting on the beach, and I remember having a video of that too.
Yeah.
Because, you try and get moments like that and everything. I was I
think it was maybe my second night. I think it must have been. I wasn't there for very long, and
I can't remember if it was your first or second night.
It had to have been my second night because
you already had a connection with some of the people.
Yes, and they were only there for the first 2 or 3 days we were there. So, yeah, it must have been second night.
And it was really even the video of that. I might throw a bunch of clips into this episode.
That's okay.
That one was very. It was no one else was on the beach too. People were definitely there.
But it was at sunset, and you couldn't tell.
Nobody in the water. It just looked like you guys. That was a perfect silhouetted shot of just y'all dancing.
We were just perfect weather, just dancing, sun setting,
vibing, doing girl shit, man. Like they were living it up, and it was like cinematic. It was stunning. Like it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was girlhood at its peak.
So I could definitely see that as, you know.
Okay, but you said you had multiple. So what was like your second? Like if you had to pick.
So those would be my two.
Okay. I don't have any.
I do have a third. My third would be if there was like a romance movie, you know, if that. Like I'm a sucker for some good like romantic shit, right? And I'm not talking the stuff, you know, later in the night. I'm a sucker for like cute shit. It was the night of my birthday. And somebody that I had built a connection with well there.
Hostile connections.
Hostile connections are crazy passionate.
Well, I mean, you spend 24/7.
I know, it's like being in summer camp, you know what I mean? Except the like dorms are, you know, multi-gendered. I just remember going out for a beach walk that night and sitting on the beach and just talking, and I was like, dog, this is deadass from a movie right now. Yeah. Like that one really, really took me out, and I was like, I'm really living, you know, beautiful sunsets, the sound of the ocean, you know, parties every night. Like this is life. So that would be, you know, the rom-com version. The Hangover version, and you know the coming of age story. So we got all of them.
Yeah, that was a good one. You know? So, okay, what other moments from that trip were like peak? What other stories do you got?
I do remember. This one's a little sadder.
Sadder?
I do remember crying with a couple of friends, actually, as we were watching the fireworks. And it was like on a hostel tour, but half of it was like friends that we had made. And I remember we were sat on the edge watching the fireworks, and the couple of us were kind of sat there and, you know, not like bawling, but like, you know, sniffling a bit. Like I said, we talked about it in the first episode. Something about traveling gets me emotional like that. I don't understand. And we were all talking about how it's crazy that this feels like our lives right now, but in like 5 days, it wasn't going to be our life anymore. Yeah. To where it felt like that moment in time was so impactful and so important that like we're just going to leave that, and like you're going to leave those people behind 9 times out of 10. Yeah, you really get settled into a routine when you're doing hostel, especially with other people. You know, like you go pick up your breakfast and you go to the beach and you do a night swim every single night. And, you know, as you're walking through the hostel, you're saying hi to everyone you pass because you know every single person in there because you partied with them at some point. And walking by, what are you doing for the day? Oh, cool, let me tag along, you know? Or you got the people that you're really close with and you're on a group chat and it's like, hey, are you up yet? Yeah, hey. Everyone kind of picks a group too. Yes. I will say, like, normally you know everyone, but everyone's kind of like, this is my group and this is my group, and everyone goes out in their own little groups every day. Do you feel, because obviously that was your first hostel trip as well, and it really kind of ripped the Band-Aid off for us both. Do you feel that was a good first, like, experience? Was that a good, you know, like, did you feel fully in your element, or did it take, you know? I think that it was a really weird point in my life. I think I was the most insecure I've ever been. Okay. And I think that's partially due to relationships and situations and where I was working at the time. Yeah. I think there was a lot of factors, but I do think I brought a lot of that on the trip, and it made it harder for me to have those like super deep connections with people. Now, some of those people came back and actually visited us here in Washington, and I made deeper connections that way. But like, it's kind of crazy that the majority of, I mean, we're 2 for 3 on trips that we've had that people that we've met have actually come. Hey, we're going to be 3 for 3. Oh. He better come here. Yes, we might end up becoming 3 for 3. Something about, well, and that was the big thing with the one in the first time we were in Hawaii, is we were arguing on like a late night swim about Twilight, of all things. And it was like, which team were you on? And I'm like, you guys are actually delusional if you're anything other than Edward. Like, are you crazy, actually? Hold on, Jacob is actually creepy. Like, he's actually creepy. No. He kisses her. Like, without, like, her even wanting it.
Okay, no, I mean, like,
No.
that's kind of creepy, but Edward is, like, weirdly, like, protective, and, like, he literally stares at her sleeping before they're anything. He just sneaks into her room and starts staring at her sleeping in the corner of her bedroom.
Jacob has to cuddle her to keep her warm.
That's called
as
practical.
Edward's right there, and Jacob's just like, yeah, I know this pisses you off.
Well,
what do you think
Edward
about
can't
that?
do
like,
anything.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's petty. I mean,
No.
I have no problem with petty, but Edward
No.
is not it either.
No,
He's also a
he
little
was
fugly.
trying to look out for her. She was like, make me a fucking immortal, make me a vampire, make me all this shit. I want to live forever. He's like, no, you have a soul, you have your life.
We gotta put a pause to this conversation.
Look, I'm
We're
just
never
saying,
gonna be in agreement.
I know that I'm right.
That's not true.
And any
at
girl
all.
that is Team Jacob usually has some trauma.
He's also just hotter.
It is crazy going back and looking at those movies, and now you have like the Marvel comparison of what people viewed as like physically, you know, the body types.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone from like that to now like fucking, you know, 280-pound Thor, where he's just fucking built up.
Yeah,
Because like fucking Jacob and Edward take their shirt off, and you're like, no, you can barely even see your abs.
Honestly, they look like fine when you look back on it, but at the time, they were so good looking. Like,
Look, hey, I'm pretty fucking straight. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I just recently found out, side tangent, apparently in New Moon, his abs were drawn in.
Okay, honestly, in most movies, their abs are probably drawn in.
Like, he did a whole interview. He was like, I didn't even have abs. They had to draw them on. I was like, whoa.
Valid. Fair.
But yeah, we had that whole argument, and then given that we live in Washington, it was like, you know, let's all go to Forks, and that's what we did. We stayed in a cabin and a weekend in Forks with two of the incredible people that we met.
That trip was peak.
Oh yeah, that was phenomenal. That really good deep conversations, you know.
Sitting by the fire every night, quiet cabin, movies, games, hiking,
card games, Benny snoring,
small town Easter egg at a random bar.
Yeah, no, those are the moments that I feel like you live for. Like that was a great adventure.
With drunk people, you know, for every shot you took, you got to start the Easter egg hunt earlier. So people were wasted.
Oh, yep. And we didn't even it was people that lived in the town, and we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, we took no shots. I don't think we were drinking at all.
We could rob them of the barbecue golden egg, and we could take that shit.
We
back
didn't
home.
though.
No,
Okay,
we didn't find it.
I tried.
I tried too.
I
got a lot of candy and some.
I
money.
wanted a Blackstone.
Yeah, same. Don't know how we would have got it home.
I think I got a slappy hand.
Oh, yep. I remember you playing with that. But yeah, no, Hawaii the first time around was great. I feel like, obviously, you know, we both kind of felt like we missed out on some hikes.
Yeah. I also think I did a lot of solo time, but I think that was really necessary for me. It's what I wanted at the time, you know? And so I think it was good. I also think that, let's be real, I had a situationship back home that I was
dealing with.
In a lot of communication with on the trip. Yeah, it wasn't negative. I mean, it was a good situationship. We ended up being in a relationship, but I don't think was conducive to the environment, and being really present.
It was a spider on your elbow. That's crazy. You just blew it off. I would have jumped and fallen off this ledge.
I would have jumped. I'm less weird about bugs.
I can't. Spiders are the big one for me.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I did hot yoga and did night swims, and anytime we're in a place that's nice, I do morning swims every single time.
Yeah, she's up so early 9 times out of 10 on vacation.
Yeah, I can't sleep in that setting, which is not great when you're going to bed stupidly.
Yeah.
I think on vacation I average 3 to 4 hours, you know,
No, it just depends. I definitely could sleep in any situation. There is times that I do wake up and I'm in a twin bunk bed and I'm like, where am I? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in a hostel. Yeah,
but the first time I also had a older European lady that kept turning off the AC, which I know there's a superstition about you're gonna get sick if you sleep with it on.
Yep.
But everyone else in my room was also European, and they did not have that superstition. So we were all fighting with this lady that spoke no English, and
About like, hey,
it was not.
hot.
It
It's
didn't
hot.
work.
It's humid.
She was like, she was there when I got there, and she was there when I left. Like, girl had been there for a second. Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, that was a really good trip. I still had so much fun. I ate so much good food. I will say, I think you ate exclusively at the ABC store. No,
I didn't know. I did eat a lot
but
at
you
the
ate
ABC.
a lot. And I tried more places. Like, I would get up for breakfast and go get a breakfast burrito, and y'all
Yep.
would be like rolling out of bed.
No. I would wake up, go to the ABC store, get some gyoza, and then a Cutwater.
Yeah.
Start my morning.
I also drank a lot less, and I always drink
I
less.
think I drank a lot more. No, I don't know which Hawaii I drank more on.
I think the first one you did.
You might be right.
The second one, I didn't feel like you did as much. Both you and Benny.
Yeah, no, I don't think we did all that much. Because I think we let you drink a lot more.
Okay, but I didn't drink that much any which way. There was one night where I was definitely pretty wasted, but
But no, Hawaii as a whole, like that first time around, that was a great opening and set the expectation and the bar really high for hostels.
yeah, great vibe, great culture, group chat, great.
Oh yeah, and I will still always recommend that hostel. I mean,
Yeah, especially as for someone starting out, go to
Yep.
Beach Waikiki
the
Hostel.
Beach Waikiki hostel, 3
Yeah,
blocks away from
but
Waikiki.
I would suggest don't go to the sister hostels. I
No,
mean,
no,
I
no,
haven't
no.
heard great things. Like
Well, the
that one
beach is
specifically.
the name of that one. The other ones are like, can't even remember.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know,
heard
but
they're
everyone
not
would
that
come
great.
to the beach.
Yep.
And the beach does events now. Like on the rooftop when
Yep.
we initially went, there was like maybe one event or something. But like it was up to us to like
Plan
start
stuff.
an event.
Then they
versus
started
now
doing,
it's,
like, beer
every
pong and
single night.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like beer pong competition, margarita night. Like
Yep.
they'll give you drinks for free. It's also a 21 and up hostel.
Yep.
So,
No, it's 18 and up.
okay. Well,
You have to have your ID.
I do know they ID you down at the bottom,
Yep.
and you get a
Yep.
wristband or something.
But no, Hawaii one was incredible. It was a good way to rip off the Band-Aid, and it was kind of a good alley-oop into our next trip,
Yep. Which was?
Mexico.
Yeah.
I remember going into this one, Maddie and I had debated
I
a
have, like,
lot.
A spider, an ant.
You're just collecting them all over there.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
Ash Ketchum over here.
Catch them all.
I gotta catch them all.
I was just looking for the spider that keeps coming back to me. I keep brushing him off, and he keeps coming back.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
I lose my damn mind. Mexico, yeah, I remember about the month before we went, Maddie and I were constantly debating back and forth about where in Mexico to go.
Yeah.
We knew that we ruled out Cancun pretty much immediately.
Yeah, but we're just not as into like all-inclusive,
Yeah.
curated tourist vibe. However, we did go to tourist areas. I'm not saying
No,
we didn't.
no, and we did.
There's a safety factor for us, and
Because we ended up choosing Playa del Carmen and Tulum. And I was definitely more keen on Tulum. She was definitely more keen on Playa. That one was just Maddie and I trip. This was the one that Maddie missed her flight for. The one that she had booked everything for. And somehow we made it there, you know?
Yeah.
This is where the real difference in hostels and the cultural difference of them really was apparent. Way cheaper. We were looking at about $40 to $50 a night for the one in Hawaii versus the first hostel in Playa, I think was $7 or $12 a night.
Yeah.
And it had a full bar up top with a pool, and they did food, and they gave you a wristband that you could just scan to get drinks and food.
Yeah, the wristband was key, and for you, dangerous.
Oh, yeah. You really don't realize when you're just like, yep. And also, like, the peso to dollar conversion was just not clicking with me that well. It was just like, you know, the money just felt like Monopoly money, so I was
Yes.
just kind of like, okay.
You would consistently say, it's Monopoly money.
Yep. I remember...
And get a few drinks drinks in you. It was really Monopoly money.
There was a lunch at one point during the trip that me and one of the friends that we had met down there.
Yeah, I left.
You had left mid-lunch. She was like, I'm good. I've had enough to drink. I got some stuff I got to go take care of. So she went off on her own, and me and the one friend there, we kept drinking, and eventually the tab was like 7,000 pesos.
Yeah, you also made friends with everyone that worked there.
We did. I started hosting, at the restaurant, tried to get people to come in.
Yeah, he got a job.
Somehow convinced a friend to get cornrows, paid for it.
Yeah.
A couple other shenanigans that I shouldn't discuss, actually. I almost buzzed my hair. Thank God I didn't. Almost got a tattoo, too. And I remember the bad thing about Playa is everywhere offers you, like, hey, free tequila.
Yeah, yes.
And
I don't take shots or drink tequila, so I was safe from every instance.
Somehow the restaurant gave me a cocktail to go in like a bowl. Like, it was a bowl. Like, that was not, like, I don't know how. And then the people were like, oh, free tequila shots. And the friend was like, oh, of course. And we went in there, and it was like I was washing it down with this bowl of just alcohol. And I remember getting back to the hostel, and I spilled the bowl everywhere in the bottom of the hostel and made a mess.
I remember this. And I remember coming back into the hostel.
Oh, my only complaint with the hostel.
The straight up, the stairs?
No, my only complaint with the hostel is the bathroom had no AC and no window.
And TMI, but you couldn't flush any toilet paper.
No.
Oh, also, no hot water in the shower.
No.
There was multiple things wrong.
Maddie, and they would turn off the AC at a certain time too. Maddie came up into the room looking for me, and I was in the bathroom, and I wasn't throwing up. I was just trying to go to the bathroom, but it's so fucking hot in there, so I'm sweating, I'm spinning, and you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet. And I just remember being like, this is so miserable.
I don't know, but also I didn't initially, I don't know if you remember much because you were wasted, but I remember initially I did not find you in the room. I found you in the hallway right after you spilled your drink, and you wanted to run up all flights of stairs and slide down the staircases in front of all the hostel workers and basically fell face first down.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember being in the room miserable on the toilet.
No, and then after that, I was like, okay, you go to the room for a second. I went up to the rooftop, hopped in the pool, came back down, and that's when I checked on you in the room.
See, I don't know if I can.
There was like a whole...
I remember leaving my wallet fully open at the rooftop of the hostel. And at one point, we were trying to leave, and I was like, where's my wallet? And I'm like, oh my God. I left it on the roof just in case.
The thing is, though, I will say, hostels, are they the most secure? No, but honestly, everyone's pretty good about, like, if it's not your shit, they don't take it.
No, but still, I'm so anal about having everything.
Yeah,
so the fact that I just left my wallet on the rooftop, I was like, oh.
Yeah, but also, I will say,
we're in trouble.
When we were in Mexico, we would wake up and go grab a drink.
Yeah.
Like, I only drank beer, and I think that's my saving grace, is, like, in Mexico, I didn't drink anything other than beer.
See, and I can't do carbonation, so, like, beer is kind of, like, closed off for me.
Yeah, so you were doing, like, cocktails from early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. All the way through.
All the way till super late at night. Honestly, by the end of the night, I bet you were pretty sober. Like...
Yeah, because I'm pretty good at tapping out before I get sick. And I can at least say that I didn't get sick while I was there. I really thought so.
No, yeah, you didn't.
When I tried to lay down, the world was spinning. I was like, I cannot lay down yet. I need to keep moving. Yeah. But also because it's so hot, I think even, like, Zach had said this down there, like, you just sweat it out.
Yeah. Honestly, it was, I think the only moment that I was even drinking, no, I wasn't drinking cocktails even then on the boat. You were.
Dude, you're in Mexico. You gotta have a margarita.
No, well, honestly, I think if I went back, I probably would have some, like mezcal or something.
Yeah. Ooh, I had the scorpion mezcal.
I don't need that.
That the boys wanted to try, and I'm like, screw it, we have to. What was the one what's something that surprised you about Mexico though? That like, because I think there were a couple things for me. Granted, you had been before.
Yeah, so I'd been to Playa before.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like 7 or 8 when I had been before, so like, not the version that we did.
No.
Well, I think we didn't do enough research on the seaweed situation of it all.
That was crazy.
Like, I knew that it was seaweed season, but I don't think I realized
how bad it was. Well, I had seen like videos.
Yeah, but it was
like,
after we booked our trip. If we're honest, I didn't start seeing videos until like.
Well, I also thought it was AI, and I didn't know what Sargasso meant at the time. So when everyone was saying, "Oh, it's Sargasso season," I was like,
"You're like, whatever. Don't know what that means."
What the hell is that? You know. But now, I mean, like, look. I feel like I knew a decent amount of Spanish going into the trip, and I actually was surprised how good I was able to communicate down there and how little of an issue I felt. Like, I felt severely comfortable in Mexico, that I don't know if that was problematic, that I didn't treat it like I was in a different country. Like, hold on.
No,
I'm
I
respectful
think it was
across
fine,
the board.
though, actually.
But I was just like, oh, I feel kind of at home here in that environment, in that travel environment, and having everything readily around. But yeah, the seaweed, the beach was just non-existent for us during that trip.
Yeah, and I'm such a beach girl.
You are.
It really bummed me out, and we were like close to the beach. I was like insistent that we were close to the beach too. So
and
yeah, I was
it
really
just
bummed.
smelled.
See, I didn't even go to the beach. I was so bummed. I didn't even go.
Stank of seaweed the whole time, because Playa's right off the Caribbean, and just all of the seaweed comes in at a certain time of year. So next time we go, we definitely can't go in that time of year.
No, we learned our lesson, but it was still a great trip. I think we only did, really honestly, in Playa, one excursion though.
We did, which oh my God, I found out I get boat sick.
Okay, but this boat, you have to explain. It was weird.
No, this was the most fucked up ferry I've ever been on. Who has a ferry with no windows? Like, there's windows, but they're all blacked out.
By a logo.
I'm like,
they painted over the windows, so you're just in a box as it's pretty rough waters.
There is a rooftop you could go to.
But
and I went to walk up there, and there's a band performing. But where they have the band performing is where the door is. So you come out the door, and just everyone's looking at you. Because they're looking at the band. I opened the door, I went, I'm good. And I went back down.
It was actively as you were feeling sick, too. Also, just mind you, this whole experience, there was this guy for the tour. He handed us like 4 wristbands, put them on us, and said, "Get on this ferry." And he said, "On the other side, you'll see a catamaran.
And you'll get on it."
That was it. That was the only directions, and no one spoke English. So we could struggle our way through, and we did. We successfully got where we needed to go. But on the other side, there was multiple catamarans.
There was. And that's where you eventually just start showing me. You're like, which one? Which one gets me through?
And he just said the catamaran. There was no indication as to what we were doing. We get on the boat, and no one speaks English.
No. They would have to give private, basically somebody would have to give us directions.
There was one guy that roughly spoke English.
Yeah.
And he helped us have enough instruction to get by.
Yeah.
He didn't like us though.
Hold on.
At all.
He didn't like us because of the other 2.
Yeah, we were perfectly polite.
I tried to be very I
didn't even want to go in the water.
I know you didn't. And I was already worried on the ferry. I was like, another boat.
You were fine though.
Oh, the catamaran, I felt amazing. I don't get it. And we went for a snorkeling tour, and you did get in the water at the last spot where the water was very clear.
Well, yeah, I wanted to get in the water. I didn't want to get in the water with a giant life vest and a giant mask and flippers. Just let me swim in the water.
And we didn't know that all that was going to be a part of it. It was very
I get it, honestly.
Advertised
I get it
differently.
But
I do too. That water was pretty choppy too. Like most people couldn't. Trying to watch people get up that staircase afterwards is like people are fighting and getting caught, and they're like, ah.
Yeah, a couple of the girls came up with like blood coming down their leg because they like got banged.
Me and Zach just stayed in the back and we're like, all right.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. Everyone's fighting for it.
It was really funny to watch because I stayed on the boat with one of the guys.
Yes.
And like we just like hung out and sunbathed and
and
got really burnt.
You tried to get your tan on.
I did get my tan on, but I was wearing a netted shirt, so I had polka dot tan.
Yeah, that is true. The best part about it though was it was like a booze cruise on the way back that you could just like drink. And
endless drinks.
I took advantage of that and just kept going, and the drunker I got, the more Spanish would come out. So I needed them all to know that this güero was local.
That was your vibe when you were drinking.
Was down for all of it. And we got back and kept drinking. Mexico was a bender.
No, but then we got off the ferry, or we were off the catamaran, and then we went and got lunch. But I remember when they offered us which lunch was what, they didn't know the translations for English, so we all just said that one and like picked a random one. We're like,
but we knew what it meant in Spanish relatively.
Well, I knew one was chicken.
Yeah.
So that's the one I picked. Didn't know what I was getting with chicken.
Also, when we were off the catamaran in Cozumel, I remember trying to find a pharmacy. Because I was I need Dramamine for the boat ride back. So
did you find some? I think you did.
I did. I'd already drank a lot before I took it. Or I think
you either went to sleep on the boat. Right?
Yeah, but I think that was from drunk Dramamine. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I passed out on the boat. I don't even remember. Like I didn't get sick or anything. I woke up. They're like, "We're here." I was like, incredible.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah, I was awake the whole time. I was totally fine. Did you have a like full what are we doing right now moment on that trip?
Yeah, before we got back on the ferry to go back. Maddie and I, we got into a little tiff. It was probably our biggest fight that we've ever had.
Maybe. Honestly, we bicker a lot. Like there's not a lot, but we do bicker. And especially traveling together, it's like sticking two siblings on a trip together. It's like we're bound to like not get along the full time, which is why we don't hang out the full time. And I will say Mexico was the one that we were
around each other most of the time. But it was also Maddie around 3 boys.
Yeah, I had no girls.
There was no girl around.
And
either.
So the boys really fed off boy energy.
Yeah.
And I got a little tipsy after the drinks on the catamaran and then drinks at lunch because they were also giving us endless drinks at lunch.
Yep.
And so I was tipsy. You were doing boy shit with boys.
Yeah.
And I got over it.
Yeah, she snapped, and rightfully so.
I don't know that it was
hold on.
rightfully
No.
I think it was like justified enough.
I think you had a right to snap, but you didn't all that other shit. Nah.
Because I did, in fact, snap at all 3 of the boys.
Yep.
Say, I'm not getting on the ferry. I'll catch the next one. And I wanted to stay on this island in Mexico where I didn't know where I was. And cell service in Mexico is not great.
And mind you, we'd only been on the island for like an hour and a half. So we did not know this island.
Yeah, really did not know this island. And I was like, I'm staying here by myself. Like, I'll catch the next ferry. Y'all go ahead. And turned off my location.
Well, and the boys' whole dynamic of it was just let her go. And I was like, dude, I came here with her, not with y'all. Like, her and I gotta get home. Like, I gotta make sure, like, she's good and everything's chilling because I'm stuck with her for, guess what? When we leave Playa and go to Tulum tomorrow, I'm stuck with her. You two are leaving.
And also, my mom would have killed you if you let anything happen. That was the first time I think that my mom was like, okay, I need his number.
Yeah, but I was like, she's also like my best friend. Like, I'm not gonna just like let her wander off. And dude, like, she turned off her location and everything. I was on the phone with her at one point. I was like, "Where are you?" And she was trying to fight me on the phone. And I happened to turn around and see her outfit and see someone holding the phone. I said, "Never mind, don't worry about it. I found you." And I like ran after her. And I was like, "Yo!" And then we talked it through and everything was fine.
Yeah,
but that was
fine.
a moment that I just wanted to shake her like, "Dog, what the fuck are we doing right now? Like, can we deal with this when we are back at the hostel?"
Which is fair. I also think like I am like a super independent person, like to do my own thing, and did not get that time.
Yeah.
So I think there was like combination of a lot of things, but honestly, let's be real. It was mainly because I was quite tipsy.
No, but and like I said, and a lot of it was fair. And after we talked through it, it was like, I was like,
Yeah,
valid,
cool.
whatnot.
Honestly, we don't really stay like pissed at each other.
No, and even though we get into, like the tiffs or whatnot, it's nothing. It's usually more banter than it is like actual fights or like problematic.
Yeah, we're also never been people that have taken like jabs at each other in like rude ways.
No.
It's normally like, here's my feelings and I'm pissed at you.
It's normally like, damn, you always eating snacks? Like, like those are the only things.
Oh
we take
yeah,
at
yeah.
each
You'd
other.
be like, can you please be done eating snacks so we can do our thing? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's valid.
Another thing that really surprised me in Mexico is during elections, for 2 days, they don't serve alcohol.
Yeah, no alcohol.
Granted, we were sick as hell.
Yeah, but we were also at the hostel, and the hostel still served alcohol.
I know, which was the loophole, thankfully. But we weren't able to drink at that point. We had transferred over from Playa to Tulum.
Which
Maddie ended up needing to leave early because she here was the thing. I think she 100% was going to thug it out. And we were going to go do the stuff that we wanted to. But I didn't want to drag her to do a bunch of things when she didn't feel great. So I was like, hey, don't feel bad. You can go home. Like, I got this.
Yeah, I also think it was like after, being sick in a hostel, like, really sucks.
Oh, yeah. I was only sick for about a day.
And I was in bed for a couple days. It was to the point where, like, I was, like, walking outside and I would get, like, lightheaded walking around.
Yeah.
I also think, genuinely, I did not help myself in the sense of, like, I really wasn't drinking enough water.
No.
I wasn't eating enough food, but I felt so crappy.
And I kept on trying to bring you water, and I was like,
Yeah.
how have you not finished the one that I brought you
Yeah.
6 hours ago?
Yeah.
Like,
You're also just, like, a crazy person with chugging water to make things better, which is smart.
I want to get over being sick.
No, I absolutely should have, but I didn't. And by the time I was like, oh, I really should have, it was like too late. I was like, down for the count.
So I feel like given that, I'm very persistent on, when we go back to Mexico, we gotta, make the most out of Tulum. And
So camera did in fact die, but we are back.
we are back. That's second time that's happened now.
Yeah.
Granted, it is a little hotter, so I think it's gonna blow through battery a little quicker.
Yeah, we also took longer to set up.
Yep, that is absolutely true. But Mexico, yeah, Mexico was great all the way around.
Super fun. Definitely have more to adventure there.
Oh, 100%. And just being able to bring, our third amigo.
Yeah,
Make
it
it a
was sad
whole
not
different
having
trip
him.
too. But now, our last trip and our most recent one that we went in January would be Hawaii the second time around. Benny actually surprised me for Christmas with tickets to Hawaii for my birthday and the hostel and everything. And I remember that took a little progress to work you on over about 2 weeks before.
Yeah, like normal, I said I'm not going, and then 2 weeks prior, they were like, but credit card points, it's free.
You
And
might as well come, and
I
came.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, $300 is all I have to spend, which was the hostel. And honestly, while we're there, we do eat super cheap. Like, it's like food truck, ABC store. Like, we're not eating at the fancy restaurants.
No.
We ate at one, but...
Oh, yes.
But it wasn't exciting, and I wouldn't go back, if I'm honest. Like, it was fine.
Yeah.
But
and I think mainly the only reason that we ate there, and what she's talking about is there is a restaurant attached to the Hilton that's on the beach in Waikiki, and they were doing fireworks that night, so we were already kind of in the area, and it was right on the beach. So it was like, hey, might as well. We're watching fireworks, we're right here, we can treat ourselves for a night. But
yeah, it was a pretty view.
Yeah, I was whelmed.
Yeah,
I
was fine.
Satiated.
Yeah, exactly. It fed me. It was fine. Honestly, the prices weren't crazy.
No.
It was totally fine. It's just we had better food for cheaper elsewhere.
I know we've kind of talked about it between each other, but it sounds like Hawaii 2 had more of an impact on you than Hawaii 1.
Yeah, I think it did. I think I was like pretty settled in to like being comfortable in hostel culture and like making friends on my own and not needing like you or Benny around to make friends for me and bring me along for the ride, which I think was very much the vibe
at the first time around.
At the first hostel. But like Mexico, I kind of got over that.
Yeah. I also think, which is crazy though, because let's be honest, the vibe of the second time we were in Hawaii was so different than the first time. It was half we're trying to treat it like a frat sorority kind of vibe.
Very much frat sorority vibe. Like everyone trying to hook up with everyone.
No,
and then half were really, maybe a quarter were really chill and cool.
Dude, I have never seen men say crazier shit in my life.
Trying to get girls, and then the crazier thing is sometimes it worked.
Oh, it would work. And you were like, I'm so sorry for you.
Like, how did that work? How drunk are you? Like,
yeah, I'm like, you are going to wake up the next morning and regret every decision.
No, seriously.
And that's not what, because we had such that great experience in Hawaii the first time around, I think a lot of it was like, hey, let's find our people and let's stick to our people. And we found our people pretty quick the second time around in Hawaii.
I will say, you and Benny tend to become friends with roommates.
Yes.
Both Hawaii trips, that's what happened.
No, but the only person in the first Hawaii trip that was in my room was Jennifer.
Oh.
So
I guess not.
So I think we branched out. The girls that we met in Hawaii this time around, I don't even know if it was so much as like intentional versus it was just kind of perfect timing. I think we all went up at the rooftop.
Yeah.
And look, having Maddie around, I'm not gonna lie, is a lifesaver, especially when trying to make friends, especially in a hostel environment that's so fratty like that one was.
Yeah, that one was really bad. It definitely made it easier for you to not come across.
To not as like, so, all that we care about is hooking up. Like that's our intent. Like, cause so many of the guys were like that having a feminine friend around does kind of create that sense of like comfortability that it's like, hey, we have the ability to have female friends without being weird like that.
Yeah, I also think it's been actually interesting, depending on which hostel we're at, what the vibe is for if people think we're together.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Mexico was
people very the opposite.
We were more together.
Or that I was delusional for traveling with a woman that I wasn't sleeping with was a quote.
Oh, yeah. I heard from a lot of people that you were secretly in love with me. And I'm like, no, guys.
I was like, brother, I have a best friend who I love to travel with who annoys the absolute... Girl just ran off in Mexico. Like, do you know how, like...
Hey, a girlfriend would do that to you, too.
I think I'd be very toxic if that was the situation.
No, you absolutely would, which is why never.
I would be like, are we dead ass right now? I'm the kind of person that I would be like, yo, you just gotta chill.
No, we know each other way too well, and it's hilarious when people insinuate that. But honestly, when we were in Hawaii this last time, like, definitely
it wasn't even a question.
No.
But
when people see us interact, it's like, no.
I also think that's the difference, though, of hanging around women versus hanging around men.
Oh, I agree.
And I think if we would have hung around the men in, Hawaii, they would have viewed things like weird and different, especially those guys, versus like hanging out with the girls and spending time with them. They're like, oh, so not that vibe kind of
No,
thing.
yeah.
And
they were so fun.
They were really fun. Oh my God. Can Irish people drink, man?
Yeah, but I do think it's just the level of like them calling themselves drunk is like they are face first on the floor.
Yes.
Versus like us being drunk is like, oh, we're like...
I can tell. I'm drunk.
A little past tipsy,
Yeah.
Like, that's drunk to me. Versus like, yeah. They just have a higher capacity for being comfortable being drunk.
Oh, 100%. But no, they were incredibly fun. And we did really...
So sweet. So fun.
So nice. We really lucked out meeting our people and kind of forming this group of 5 at the start and having that dynamic, especially given how,
the rest of the hostel is not that bad.
Everybody else was... Like, none of the rest of the hostel really seemed like they cared about, like, going on hikes and adventures and all this other stuff.
Although some of them did. Like,
yeah,
no, for sure. Honestly, we would go out with with the rest of the hostel at night, most nights.
Yep.
And we would go out dancing, and it was like great vibes. Like all the girls and I were all dancing. So nice, so cool.
Yeah. It was really like the second time around, I think I more appreciated where I was at more than kind of like the dynamic of everything. I think the first time around was very relationship heavy with like the relationships that I formed with people.
You would have gone anywhere for like specific people to like, oh, let's have more time. Like, yes, let's go on this adventure. Versus this last time was more so we had things we wanted to check off that we missed. And we're going to get
them done kind of thing. Yeah.
And if people wanted to come along for the ride, we were so happy to have them. Which kind of the vibe.
Which we did, you know, we luckily, you know, ran into those friends that it was like, hey, we're going to go do a sunrise hike and then spend all day at the beach.
Yep.
And then go watch a sunset. And then we'll be back, and then apparently we're drinking. So that whole dynamic, no, it was really great. That was like a best, that was like a true summer camp. You not being in our room, you being in the room would have been the cherry on top, you know?
Probably that would have been fun. I will say I tend to not book in the same room as you and Benny, and I kind of like it that way. I get to meet my own people. I get to make my own friends, and I also get my alone time. Like if we're all going back to the rooms, there's a good chance when I go back to my room, it's going to be empty. You know, versus if we all go back to the room, I am going back to the room with 2 other people.
I remember taking a nap and waking up from the nap, and Maddie's out on our room's patio. And I was like, oh, this should just be your room at this point. Like, spend enough time
here. If 4 out of the 6 people in the room are my friends, which they were at that point, yes, I'm going to hang out on your patio because my room doesn't have one.
No, and that is true. But no, the second time in Hawaii was a great dynamic still, too. I think the adventures that we did was a lot more unique, and I think that's kind of what we were going for and shooting for.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say getting stranded, or almost potentially getting stranded because we couldn't catch an Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Back from the other side of the island was not prime.
No.
But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of terrible moments.
No, I don't really think there was any terrible moments for that trip.
No, the girls and I tried to go get some guys. Well, I didn't go. The other 2 girls went to try and go and get some guys to drive us.
Give us a ride, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember
we were going to clown car it.
Yeah, but I remember being like, I think they'll be game until they're like, oh, the 2 dudes are coming too?
Yeah.
like where are they going to sit?
Yeah. Was there a moment on that trip, though, that you thought this is exactly where I'm supposed to be?
We primarily did it for a camera shot, but I really fucked with when us 3 were just sitting on the beach.
Oh yeah, that was a good moment.
And talking, and
that was our first night there.
Yeah, I really just think anything with the beach and having the 3 of us from the start was a dynamic of like, yeah, you know, this is like we're back. Like,
yeah, mine is
to
not
me, it's
that
home.
one.
You know, like I love Hawaii. Like Hawaii will always be on my list, man. Like,
yeah, it'll be a place that we'll always pop down to when we need cheap sun.
Yeah. What was yours then? What's the one that you really think? Because I don't know this one for you.
It was when we did Pillbox at sunrise. When we did that sunrise hike, and we were sitting up there in the dark before the sunrise had even happened, and it was just all of us sitting in the dark on the top of this mountain with good music going and snacks.
Yeah.
And we were all just like talking and snacking and jamming to the music.
No, that was a vibe. I think I was so in my head about the shot
and the bugs
and the bugs that I was like, you know, not enjoying that as much. But no, I 100%. Even just tanning, man, tanning on the beach. That
was good. That day was honestly my peak day because we did sunrise hike, lots of snacks, and then we went down and tanned on the beach all day, finished off with sunset, and then went out dancing.
I'm not gonna lie, that might have been my dumbest day. I forgot the SD card for the drone.
Oh, I forgot.
I was super sunburnt, and then me and the two girls were gonna walk to go get food, and I was like, I have so much sand on my feet, and one of the girls would just walk barefoot everywhere. So I was like, fuck it, I could do that. And then next thing you know, I did 30 minutes on like hot concrete and rocks.
Yeah, it was really hot that day.
Yeah, and the whole time I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, no shade.
No, my feet got burned.
Yeah, it was pretty much a whole day in the sun.
Benny got so burned, he still has a tan line.
And somehow, me, the palest one out of everyone, was
cooked.
the least burnt. Like, I had a little bit of burns on the tops of my feet.
I was on fire. I don't know how you, like, because you were in the sun way more
I didn't
than
even
me,
buy
too.
sunscreen, so I was just mooching off of yours, and then it ran out, so I was like, whatever.
Maddie was trying to tan, and I was like, I'm laying down, and I started stealing, like, the clothes that she had subtracted to just, like, try and cover my back so that way it wouldn't burn anymore.
Okay, you want to move on to some rapid fire?
Some
That
not
kinda
so,
wraps up.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
100%.
not so rapid.
Some not so rapid fire. Let's go for it.
Okay, a time you met someone while traveling that you'll never forget.
Ooh, I'm gonna have polarizing answers. No, actually, here's what I'm gonna say. I think every person I've met and every person that I've built a genuine relationship with, I will never forget them, and
Yeah.
they've left a lasting impact. I think especially, you know, the three now that have come to visit us here, you know.
No, we've been so lucky to get so many awesome people that
Yeah.
want to come here and visit us.
Morgan, for example, who we met the second to last day of Hawaii the second time around, and like she came to Seattle and literally fit that fourth member of, you know, the
so
three
well.
amigos so well.
I'm still crossing my fingers she decides to move here.
100%. Like there's people like that, but then there's also, you know, obviously the two that we met at the very start of Hawaii too was an incredible experience too, you know. And then
Yeah.
Zach in Mexico, I will never forget that crazy motherfucker. Like he's wild, and that's so
And he's someone
fun
that
to
I've
be around.
maintained a relationship
100%.
with. So it's like, yeah, I will say I'm definitely the worst one out of us with maintaining relationships with people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm already not a texter or anything, but I've maintained a relationship with Zach, and so I think he's maybe like one of my top people that I've met as
Yeah.
far as like building a connection that's lasted. But I also think that I will never forget, you know, our two Irish girls.
No.
And because they were so much fun and they're so cute together and they were doing all these trips together and so carefree, and
Yeah.
you know, we danced every night together, and it was, I would say, like one of the trips where I had like my girls with me the whole time. Like I definitely have always had girls that have come in and out, but they were like, we were together the whole time.
And that was one that, since we weren't such a massively large group, like we all like
Really got to know each other. Yeah.
Really talked and interacted,
Yeah.
and, you know, learned each
Yeah, we
other's
got to know
vibes.
so much about them and their life, and
100%.
they've lived such a fun life, so it's
Yeah.
fun hearing about. Okay, what's a place you went that completely exceeded expectations?
Playa for me. I did not have high expectations for Playa. My expectations were way higher for Tulum. But I ended up really enjoying Playa and really enjoying being able to walk everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I went to the Walmart multiple times, you know, like, which is so weird and random, but
You
it
went
just
to
feels
the
different.
Walmart in Playa?
I did.
I don't think I went there once.
I had to go get sunscreen and stuff, you know.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Seeing TV and peso prices was crazy. But no, yeah, I really enjoyed the walking dynamic there. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe even Hawaii the first time, because I think we were going to Waikiki, right? Which is like
yeah,
tourist central, so not my vibe. But I think because we do it the hostel way, you kind of get out of the like tourist
yeah,
areas and tourist mindset, because you have people that have been there for months and months and months, and they know all the cool spots. And
plus the hostel vibe. Like, if we really wanted to be honest, given that it was our first time at a hostel, that probably exceeded expectations.
yeah,
as well.
no, I agree. I think that one was definitely it for me. Okay, a moment where you thought we might not make it home.
God, the last time we went to Hawaii, on the last day, Maddie and I had looked into doing this hike, and
Which is fine.
And-
Everyone does it.
I love hiking, but oh my God, the fog was all around, so all you saw was the ridge that you're walking on, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you looked behind you and it disappeared.
Yeah, and I was like, we don't live this. Like, we're making it home in a body bag, Maddie. Like, this is
It's
crazy.
also getting dark. That was a key factor. It was like...
Yeah, it was getting dark. The weather wasn't great, so even if we had fully made it to the top, we weren't able to see anything.
No, we would have looked down and seen fog.
Yeah, and no, everything's fogged around.
Yeah.
Like, there was somebody that went the day after while the weather was still messed up, and they sent me a photo, and it was just fog all the way around up top.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, so yeah, it wouldn't have been worth it. But trying to go down in the dark, I was like, nah, there is ropes. It wants me to rope climb
Yeah,
down.
and it was like kind of like muddy and slippery.
Yep.
I do understand it. However, I don't have a fear of heights. I've never
No.
had a fear of heights. And that was like a key factor of like, it was just a mental thing. You physically could have done the hike just fine. But we were
I flew down that.
0.2 miles from the top. And I am a very goal-oriented person, so it took everything in me. But I prioritized our friendship over finishing the hike.
0.2 from the top, but it was like a
I should have left you, though.
massive, like, 800-foot elevation difference.
I should have
Like,
said,
it was straight climbing.
I will meet you at the bottom.
I wouldn't have been okay leaving.
I know. That's why I went down. I wouldn't have done that.
I don't think Benny didn't come with us because he was so sunburned, but I wouldn't have blamed him for hate, like with his balance and everything.
No, but
I would have been terrified for
he
bro.
He just would have hated the height aspect too. You both are scared of heights.
Yeah, and I'm not even like.
And it's a ridge line. It's different than what we do in Washington, which is like forest hiking.
I mean, it's about this gap hiking.
I would say it was smaller, but
Smaller, you think? Yeah. It's just more vertical, I think, with the rope and everything.
Yeah,
That's what threw me off. Trying to go down that was intimidating.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I don't think I had a moment like that.
I could see that. I don't think you.
I think I'm like overall pretty chill though. Like I think I don't really panic in moments. Like I'm kind of like, oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, which I think you are in almost every moment too, and that's why we travel so well together.
Just that hike, man.
Yeah. Something that seemed like a good idea at the time and wasn't.
This might be a TMI one. One of the trips, met somebody,
As you do, as you should. You're young.
As you do, but you want to be responsible and you want to be safe, I was a little too responsible that I left my safety blanket. Long story short, I left a condom in the hostel, and the hotel that was booked was about a 30-minute walk. And I was drunk, and I walked to the hotel to realize that I forgot. So then I walked back to the hostel drunk, which gave me time to sober up. But yeah, it sounded like a really good idea. And then by the time I got to the hostel, I was like, I should just go to bed right here. I have no energy left.
By that point you'd left someone back, So
Yep.
It was like you had to go back. I remember I'm getting calls. I'm in bed by this point. It's his birthday, so I was like, I'll get you an Uber, and he's like, no, I need the walk.
I need to walk. I need to sober up.
But also you're leaving out the key part of like they're not sold everywhere in the island, so you like hunted for that
because
also.
there's ABC stores everywhere, and they don't really like. Okay, but I did find out this last time, not because I was trying to buy one, but I had found out that somebody told me that they do, but they're like Hawaiian like flavored, like it's just weird like flavored Hawaiian like popsicle. I don't know, some shit like that. And I was like, no, I'm not trying to, So I had to find like a little pop-up gas station, and they just don't have those on the main strip. So it took me forever to find one.
Yeah, well, you made it happen.
That was a whole day objective.
But it was not such a great idea afterwards, looking back. Would have skipped that experience.
Yeah. Across the board.
Okay, travel mistake I've made is, honestly, I probably would have bought like some sort of like virtual SD card for my phone when we went to Mexico. Because like we really didn't have service. Like we had enough, but like one bar, and it was so slow.
Yeah.
And, speak decent Spanish, so I was getting around just fine. You know, when you weren't around, I would embarrass myself with my terrible accent, and I would get around just fine. But also, I think it would have made my life and the people that didn't speak English's life much easier if I could have Google translated everything.
And just
you know?
on an SD card, yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't feel myself running into connection issues all that much because, like, I still had a little bit of.
I had enough that, like, things would load. It would just stress me out when I'm alone by myself, like, especially when I was trying to get from the airport.
Yeah,
I didn't pick a taxi. I was doing everything online, and nothing would load from the airport.
Because my data didn't shit the bed till I was already in Tulum.
Oh, yeah, no, my data was terrible. Okay.
Oh, there was another one with mistakes.
What was it?
Not wearing sunscreen on the catamaran.
Oh, yeah. No, honestly, let's be real. You've had a situation on every single trip where you should have worn sunscreen and you didn't.
I wore sunscreen in Mexico. Yeah, but this was like post this tattoo too, to where I really should have worn sunscreen. And especially to just lay out on the catamaran. Like, I was really burned in Mexico.
Well, but they weren't letting you put on more sunscreen.
That is true.
Like, you couldn't have gone in the water if you put on more sunscreen.
Yeah, even though it was like reef safe or whatnot, but.
Yeah, they did not care.
Yeah. That rapid fire was relatively rapid.
That was rapid. Okay, final question.
Go for it.
What's something travel has taught you without you realizing it?
To be honest, travel has taught me that the idea of leaving what you know is a whole lot less scary than a lot of people make it seem to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it is, before we went to Mexico, so many people were like, oh no, be careful, be careful. It's not scary.
No, I honestly, at no point did I feel unsafe.
No.
Now, were you a little more alert about me drunk wandering around? Sure.
Yeah, but I think that's
But you would have done that. Yeah, you would have done that anywhere.
I mean, multiple times Benny and I walked girls back in Hawaii.
Yeah.
To make sure, like, that's just a thing, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, that, and then also, when you do travel, like, an advice, especially in a hostel, is genuinely be who you want to be and who you are, and don't, like, try and pretend to, like, be cooler or be someone else or be any of these things, because all those people are so free-spirited and, like, lighthearted, and
yeah, they're gonna gravitate towards you if you're more real.
And when you connect with them, it's so deep. So yeah, it's also taught me that hostel relationships, even in the friendship realm, are so passionate and so powerful and strong.
Yeah,
What about for you?
I mean, as someone that grew up with pretty bad social anxiety, I think it's, like, just shown me that, like, people are really all the same. Like, no matter where they are from the world, like, everyone thrives or, like, strives for deep connection. And hostels are just such a prevalent place that you can find it.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, that makes it less scary to talk to people. Everyone wants someone to just say hi. Go up to someone,
100%.
say hi. They'll probably have a conversation. No one's going to be an asshole or rude about it.
Especially if you're in a hostel situation.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's looking for friends.
Yeah, just
Everyone's
go say hi. And, like, classic hostel thing. Where are you from?
Yeah. And then, you know, just bat it up from there, you know, and you're good. So, yeah, I definitely think when you're young, and I think when you're in your 20s, the best thing you can do is hostel travel.
Yeah, I think it just opens up the world, and you get to hear about so many cool places you want to go. Like, you get to meet people that have traveled so much more than you, and you get to hear about these places or where they're from, and you collect friends that you can go visit where they're from.
Yep.
Like,
you're like, oh, I'm going to this country? Oh, I know these people.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. I definitely have people that, like, maybe I don't talk to them a lot, but I still have them on Instagram, and, like, I will reach out if I'm going to their country. Like,
100%.
Absolutely.
No, traveling is so incredible and such a fun experience, and I can't wait to do it more.
Yes.
And
yeah, we got to start planning the next one.
Oh, I got a lot of places on the docket, and look, after this year, we're getting things in tune with a lot of things.
This year's put our heads down, get some work done.
But next couple years, we gonna go crazy, go stupid, you know. But no, especially having two friends to do it all with you, solo trio traveling, you know?
Yeah, the cool thing is we get to go do our own solo stuff,
Yep.
but we have each other to come back to in the
Yep.
trips. Yeah. Yeah. Love traveling with you too. Excited to do it some more.
100%. And, you know, here's to never fighting on another trip.
Yeah, I don't know that that'll happen. Let's be real. We are too stubborn to not fight. It's gonna happen.
But that's okay.
We'll always make up.
Well,
Okay, that's
was,
an episode.
2 Tickets Out, episode 3. Thank you all for listening.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for another episode.
Okay.
2 Tickets
Out.
Out.
You dropped it.